Hey there guys, it's EniamRej, and today I'm gonna show you how to do I guess a ghetto cast, because a lot of people have been asking me how I make those heads, like the casted heads. I'm not really casting their heads, it's mostly just the face. So it's just the front of the face and I attach it to a pre-existing head is what I do. So as you can see, I have a bunch of Iron Man bodies here. I hate these movie ones, so I'm just gonna turn a bunch of these guys into Ultrons. So here's the head I'm gonna cast. So here's what I do. I just get some epoxy. And I'm gonna mix enough just to cover the face of Ultron. I think that's too much. Nah, I'll keep it. So what I'm gonna do is mix the two, but at first, you know, epoxy is sticky, so I'm not gonna put it on the head just yet. I'm gonna wait for this to harden a bit, and then once it loses its stickiness, I'm gonna put it on his head. Alright, so I've got the epoxy and it's no longer sticky, so if I stick it onto this, it won't stay on here. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it onto his face like so, and I'm just gonna press it on so that it gets the imprint of his face on there. And I want to make sure I'm not covering, you know, like I'm not covering his head, so that I'll be able to pull it off when it's completely hardened. So that's it. So now I just wait till it's hard. Alright, so I let it harden overnight, as you can see. So now I gotta peel it. And if you can see inside there, that's Ultron's face. And it's hard. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some Sculpey here. I'm just gonna stick it in here. Make sure I put it all the way in there so that there's not any grooves missing or air bubbles or whatever. And Sculpey is, you know, this stuff right here, you have to bake it. So let's see. I think I'm gonna need to stick something in here so that I can pull it out when it's already and baked. Okay, so I just made a little like lip thing, I guess, so that I can pull it out when it's done. I'm just gonna put it in the a little oven in here, and I'm gonna put it for 225 at about 20 minutes. Alright, so I finished baking it. So as you can see, it's hard. So now I just gotta pick it out. Oops. As you can see, it's hard to take out. Crap. Okay, so there it is. You can see his face. Although it does crumble a bit, so you have to be careful with that. That's why I have a little bit of extra on there, so I can pull it just in case it breaks. But I have another one right here as well. And a third one that I started working on. I already sanded like the side and even the inside, so now it's hollow, which I'm going to use on this, so I can just place it over there. And then I'm just going to use some epoxy and sculpt the rest around his head. So yeah, let's see how it looks finished. Okay, so I have the head glued inside like that. As you can see, I completely dremeled out this Ultron head. But I think that's a waste, so actually what I'm going to do now is, as you can see, there's a little molding in there. I'm going to fit it like that, and then I'm going to fill out the rest of the head with some epoxy. That'll go the same for all of these other ones that I'm going to put on these other bodies. I'm just going to cover it up with some epoxy on the back side so it makes a full head, so I don't waste, you know, other heads like this. So I got the heads done. It's a little messed up. I have to smoothen it over though. As you can see right there, got a couple of them going. So I just gotta sand this down to smoothen it and then paint it up. Okay, so there's the head all painted up on all of them. And it looks kind of weird to me because he doesn't have the antennas, and I know that on the base he doesn't have antennas on the side of his head, but I'm just gonna add some antennas because it looks weird to me. Okay, so I'm done with the Ultron heads. As you can see, he's got the antennas on the side of his head, and it does retain the articulation there, so that's good right there. And each of these guys have different antennas because I pretty much had to use what was in my fodder box. So this is Yellow Jacket antennas right there, and this is just random, some random piece. Same with this, and same with this one. So yeah, all of the heads move. So yeah, so that's how I make my casted heads. I hope that helped. Let me know what you think.